if we only operate on self-belief, we're only going to stay in our comfort zone. We're going to find things we've done before and we have predictable outcomes. And that's not a great recipe for improvement, for development, for growth at all. Self-confidence is that I trust myself to figure it out. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I trust that I can figure it out and that I can adapt and overcome. Hey everyone, Derrick Hines here. Welcome to the podcast where I'll share with you the patterns, insights, research, and technologies that we use in my own pain and performance practice to help people improve their health, speed their healing, and increase their longevity. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy it. Good day, my friends. Welcome to the Pain and Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Derrick Hines. I'm the founder of Acadiana Pain and Performance and Hero Health, where we take the best research, the best technology, the best regenerative therapies, and the best treatment and blend all those together to give our patients the best outcomes that we possibly can in terms of health and healing. And this is just an extension of that. Can we give y'all a little bit of information, maybe new research breakthroughs, new ideas, new thoughts on how to improve your health, how to improve your life? And one of the things we talk with patients a lot is kind of stepping out of their comfort zone and having the self-confidence to know that they're going to be able to figure things out. And I was having a conversation with one of my patients about self-belief, and I said self-confidence is more important. And I kind of got the deer in headlights look. So I was like, I want to talk about this. The self-belief is that, like, I believe that I can do this. And oftentimes when we have self-belief, it happens because we've done it before. We're in a situation that we recognize. And so we're like, in this situation, I did A, B, and C, and here was the outcome. So I believe that's going to happen again. The problem with that, if we only operate on self-belief, we're only going to stay in our comfort zone. We're going to find things we've done before and we have predictable outcomes. And that's not a great recipe for improvement, for development, for growth at all. Self-confidence is that I trust myself to figure it out. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but I trust that I can figure it out and that I can adapt and overcome any change that's happening. And that's why self-confidence needs to be the thing that you strive for. Maybe you haven't done it before, but you know what? You'll figure it out regardless. You're going to learn and you're going to adapt and you're going to figure it out. That's the confidence that you're striving for, whether it's tackling a new health issue, a business issue, a new relationship issue. You got to have the self-confidence and build the self-confidence to try these things and trust that you're going to be able to adapt to whatever the outcome is. So when we look at self-belief, it's very often an emotional thing. Under pressure, our belief can disappear very quickly. I believe I'm going to do this, and then something comes out of nowhere that you weren't expecting, and that self-belief just disappears. And now we're kind of stuck and we don't know what to do. We freeze and we don't continue taking action. It also requires like some certainty before the action. So that's why people who only rely on self-belief to take action tend not to step into new things. They don't try to advance. They don't think, how could they improve in a situation that they've never been in? Self-confidence is just built through action. The more new actions you take, the easier it becomes to do that. I think when you look in the business world, it's often easy to see somebody like Richard Branson, who has gone into all these completely new industries and really disrupted them, even though he knows nothing about them. If he only operated on self-belief, he would have never gone into the airline industry. He would have never gone into the music industry. He would have never gone into the hotel industry, whatever it was. But he had the confidence that they could figure it out based on his past experiences going into new industries. So they would continue to take action to figure out how to build a successful business in this new industry, even though they had never been in it before. It doesn't require certainty. I'm sure he wasn't certain in any of these things. And he's talked about that, where he's like, no, I just limited my downside. If it did fail, because I'm not certain it's going to work, I'm confident I'll figure it out. But if it does fail, let me just limit the downside. Even if this goes wrong, I have a plan. I'll adapt. And that gives you the self confidence to continue taking action in these kind of new things. And I think that is something that kind of we earn that self confidence by taking action, by continuing to try and grow through struggle, through challenges, through new experiences, and then we repeat the process all over again. Are you putting yourself in situations that allow you to grow? And as you do that, that challenge will help grow your self confidence. So, if your nervous system doesn't get confident by thinking, it gets confident by exposure. If you listen to our podcast recently on how cold exposure can improve your immune system, that's because it challenges it. And so now your immune system starts to take action to figure out how to overcome that challenge and it gets stronger. I think confidence is quite similar. It's that we've got to challenge that. And the exposure to the challenge is what builds our confidence. So, find those little things, start small. This is like everything else, right? Find a small little action that you can take that's challenging, that you don't know how it's going to turn out, and attack it. Go into it. If it fails, I'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. And go through the process and then reflect on it and then repeat that. Find these little micro challenges that you can use to build your self-confidence, these controlled, usually very small experiments, small in time, small in scale. And if you do that, you'll start to find ways where your brain is like, I know I can figure out a way to make the best out of this challenge one way or another. And that starts to turn into really big things, whether that's health or career or business or passion. Any of those things, you'll be able to use that self confidence to do it. You don't need the self belief. You need the self confidence to know that you'll overcome whatever the outcome is. So take that into whatever area of your life that you need it in right now. I'm sure there's a few things that popped up for you during that conversation. So whatever area popped into your mind, jot down some little micro challenges that you can do to build your self-confidence in that. And that is way more influential in your future than relying on the self-belief that you know what's going to happen. So I hope that helps somebody out there. Share this with a friend and let us know any way that we can help you. Remember, do one thing to get a little bit healthier today. Have a great day, everybody.